Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to a MemberVault workshop with me, Remy Oduyemi. I'm the user success lead here at MemberVault. And outside of MemberVault, I am a business and a tech coach, and I've built my entire business on the MemberVault platform. So it's my absolute pleasure today to bring you this workshop, which is all around how I could move my Facebook community and bring them over into MemberVault. So the first thing I want to say is this is not going to look exactly like your Facebook community, but the idea behind it is if you are somebody like a lot of my clients who do want to move their community off of Facebook to somewhere else, there are third party tools, community tools that you can pay for and use, and that you can actually integrate into MemberVault as well. But MemberVault have recently rolled out a new community feature, which is comments, right? And it is the ability to let your users leave comments and you can respond to those comments and other people can respond to those comments. Now, it is at this time a minimum viable product, which basically means it is like the most basic version of what we could possibly roll out right now. But even with what we have as a minimum viable product, we can still do so much with it. And what will come in the future is that we are going to continue to add in more community features and engagement features that you can use on the MemberVault platform. So with what we have, I think it's still totally possible to create a Facebook alternative to a group here in MemberVault. So, as I said, it's not going to look exactly like a Facebook community group might look, but the elements and the core components of a Facebook group is what I'm going to show you how you can build that out inside of MemberVault, inside of a community product. So let's start with a list of what you need to be able to create this inside of MemberVault. Number one, you need an active MemberVault account. So feel free to go to membervault.co, create yourself a new account if you are not yet using MemberVault. Number two, you're going to need a community sized image, and this is going to be a bit like a Facebook group banner image, and you're going to need one of those to really give your product a nice welcoming feel. Number three, you're going to need a template. Once you've watched this video and you are ready to go and create your own community hub or your own community spot, I will walk you through how you can add the community template into your member vault. So you don't even need to start it from scratch unless you want to, because we're going to give you a template so that you can build it with ease and no stress. Number four, you're going to need some module images. Now, this is not essential, but I think when you add module images, it makes your member vault feel and look so much nicer and connected and branded. Number five, you're going to need a plan. We're going to talk a lot about this. And I don't mean like a big, deep strategy plan, but you do need to have a plan about how you want your community to work. And as we go through this, this will make sense. I will give you different ways in which you can build out your community hub. And then it's really a choice for you to decide on what works best for you and what is going to work best for your community. So how is this workshop going to work out? Well, I'm going to do a screen share with you in just a moment. So I will take you into the MemberVault hub and I'm going to create this whole community hub with you and you can follow along step by step. So the first part of this is going to be me setting out the template, filling in the boxes and giving you some prompts around what you can put into these boxes because you need to customize this for yourself in your words. It needs to have your voice, your language, so that your community really knows that this is a part of you. And the second part of this is going to be me showing you how to build out the modules and lessons and how to turn the comments on and how to really make this feel like a replica of the inside of your Facebook community group. Okay, so now I'm going to do a screen share and we are going to jump in and start building out our community hub product. Okay, so we are going to build out a brand new product inside of MemberVault. I'm still here, by the way. I'm down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Um, so to get started, we're going to click on Content in the left-hand navigation, and then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to hit the green button, which is Add Product, and so we begin. So the first thing I want to show you on this page is if we, after we've selected add a product, if we scroll down, there is this area here which is called use a template. And the community hub template is going to live inside of here once I've created it today in this video. So when it comes time for you to create your hub, go to use a template and select the community hub template, and it will pull in for you what I'm about to create today. And you can, of course, go ahead and modify it to your liking. Okay, so I'm going to move back up to the top for the start of add a product. And I'm going to type in here, I'm going to call mine community hub. Now, I mentioned you might need to start thinking about the planning. Of course, you can rename this at any point, but just as a quick thought here, you may want to create a community hub that is visible to the outside world, which means um, your members who are inside of your club can join, but also new people could create a profile and come into your community. So think about, is this going to be accessible to everyone? Or is your product, your community hub, going to live inside of something you've already created? So let's imagine you've created an event like a summit. You may want to create a community hub just for your summit visitors or your summit guests. Or if you are running a mastermind or a membership, you might want to create like a VIP community hub, which is just for those people. And so, therefore, this hub will live inside of a product. And you can set that up by using actions and giving people access to their VIP community hub, for example, right? So, think about, where is your community hub going to live? So this hub that I'm creating is going to be a public hub that anyone who is interested in my business, who has bought something from me or has downloaded a free lead magnet, might want to come in and check out, which is a bit like my Facebook community, whereby anyone could join, and every day I'm in there posting and talking with people and nurturing those relationships. This is the exact type of community hub I'm going to be creating here inside of MemberVault. So I'm calling mine the community hub. Again, you can name this whatever you want: community portal or membership community. Use the words that are relevant for you, your community, and where this is going to live. Now, up here, I'm going to leave mine as set to active because this is going to be visible on my front page, which means people can sign up and join my community if they want to. If you wanted to have it private, then you would set this to invisible. Okay, so you could create many different community hubs if you wanted to, for, let's say, one for your community membership, right? Or one for your community summit, right? You decide how many of these you want, but I'm just going to create one core one that is active and visible. If you were to set this to invisible, what you would need to do is to use actions to give access to this to the relevant parties. So if I have a membership and I've created myself a membership community hub, then I would go to my membership product and I would go down to actions and I would set that so that anytime somebody joins my membership, I will automatically give them access to this product. And we'll go through actions at the end so I can walk you through what that will look like as well. Okay, so now I have named my product the community hub. I've set it to active and I've left the type as regular. I'm going to click on Add Product. We are now inside the Community Hub and we are going to scroll down and set up the template for our community. The first box we need to fill in is product description. If you want to know what product description does, click on the bouncing green question mark. And this, it tells you here that this is where you put a brief description about your product, and this is going to entice somebody to join. So I've already done some mock text. I'm just going to grab that and paste that in. So I've just pasted in some text here. It says woohoo, and then it says first name. So if they are already logged in, it will have their name. So this feels personalized to them. If they're not logged in, they'll just see woohoo. And then it says, we're so excited to welcome you to the Community Hub. And then I've written some extra blurb here, which of course you can go in and amend, take out, leave, use, whatever. Amend this so it's to your own liking. And I've written here, want to connect with more people on MemberVault doing the same course or summit as you. Again, you take out what works, what doesn't. Then join our Community Hub today. This community is for you to chat and connect with like-minded people. So it's just a very brief description that you put into this box. Then we're going to add a product image. Now, if you need to know the size of the images, again, click on the bouncing green question mark, and it will show you the size that you need to add the right image. 1280 pixels by 486 pixels. To add an image, I'm going to click on the Change Image button, and I'm going to upload from my computer hub banner. Okay, I mean, it's not the best looking thing I've ever made, but it will do for the purposes of an example, right? So now I've put a product image at the very top. So this is going to make my page stand out. I'll give you a preview of what that will look like. So you can see the image there at the top of the page. And we're going to go and add some text now. The next section is the product overview text. Again, click on the green bouncing question mark to learn what you put into this section. But essentially, this is the welcome area. This is what people will see after they have decided to join your community hub. So again, I'm just going to paste in some text that I have already created. And again, it says woohoo, put in the name to personalize it. So welcome, John. We're so freaking excited to welcome you to the Community Hub. It's so lovely to have you here. Please start by checking out the Start Here module before getting involved in the community. Can't wait to chat to you, Remy Oduyemi. And I might want to personalize this and pop a little picture in of myself. So I'm going to find a picture and add in so that they know who is running this community, right? Picture's optional. You don't have to add a picture. Let's scroll down to the next section. So the sign up option is going to be a form. That means people put their name and email address in order to get access to the community. Unless, of course, I've added it onto a product. So if you're running a membership and you've created a membership community hub, then by using actions, we will add this community hub to your existing membership product, and those people who are already in there will automatically have access to this. They do need to be signed in one or the other in order to access the community hub. But if they've already signed into your membership, or they're coming back to your membership each month to watch live workshops and things like that, then they can go straight into the community hub and have conversations there without having to log in again. So button, just say join now. Oops. And learn more if people want to learn more about what the community hub is. And learn more allows them access to the promo text page essentially, which is the sales page kind of area of your product. But in this case, it's going to be like an information page about your community. You can add as much or as little text here as you like. I'm going to paste in some text that I've already pre-written. There we go. Mine is pretty brief here. It says, "Are you ready to feel supported and get involved in some wonderful chats? This is for you. Join the hub, chat with me, my team, and the other members of this wonderful community." Okay, something like that. You can add much more promo text and sales sort of copy into here if you want to. Then you've got your terms of service checkbox, and then you have the thank you page or the sign up success page once somebody is signed up. And if you want to add them to a list, you can. And then we have the additional comments down here, which we're not going to touch at this point yet. So that's the end of the first section, which is setting up the template. The second section is where the fun and the magic happens. And now we are going to create modules and lessons which are really going to emulate our Facebook group. So I don't know about your Facebook group, but this is what my Facebook group looks like and what I'm going to try and recreate over inside of MemberVault. I have a main news feed that goes down the middle of my page, and every day I post a new post that gets popped at the top of the feed, and the rest of the content gets pushed down. So essentially, I've got this really long news feed of content, and I post at the top, I post an image or a video or a text or some polls, and then my members of my community go underneath and use the comment sections and they get involved with me. So let's say I was posting a motivational quote on a Monday, so Monday motivation, and then I say, here's your Monday motivational quote, share with me your favorite quote. And then my community will go underneath that image that I've posted and they will start to leave comments to which I can respond, other members of the community can respond, and that is what I'm going to create here inside of MemberVault, which is my own news feed. That's the first thing I'm going to create. The second thing that I'm going to create that emulates my Facebook community is the guide section. So inside of Facebook, you have a guide section that allows you to put content that always stays inside of my group. So I have different guides for different things. So for example, I have one guide where I am teaching, I think it's business basic sort of fundamentals. And there are training videos in there that people can go and watch and learn about how to optimize their social media profiles, or how to use MailChimp or whatever it is, right? So I have these walkthrough videos all in one guide. And to replicate that inside a MemberVault, I'm going to create a module, and I might name it the exact same name as what I've named it inside of Facebook. And then I'll put the exact same content into that module in the lessons so that my community can go and access that whenever they want to. I also have a guide inside of my Facebook community that is called Work With Me. So, what I do in there is there are different links in there to all of my different products, to any of my free lead magnets. They're all there inside the guide section, inside of Facebook. And I'm going to recreate that as a module and lessons inside of MemberVault so that, again, my community can come in at any time and they can click through and have a look at, well, what's Remy released now? What can we buy from Remy that's current and active, right? So I'm going to recreate that also as a module and then individual lessons inside of my community hub. And another guide that I have inside my Facebook community is something called weekly lives, because I go live each week inside of my Facebook. And because the feed pushes content down all the time, I like to get those videos, grab them from the live feed and put them into a guide so that they're easily findable. So I do free coaching, for example, inside of my Facebook community group. So I put all of those coaching videos together inside of one guide folder on Facebook, and I'm going to recreate that inside of MemberVault so that anytime they want to come and see some of my free coaching, my business coaching, or my tech coaching videos, they can come and access that for free inside of my community hub. Now, I spoke at the beginning about you're going to need a plan, right? And I'm going to touch on this a little bit now before I start creating, because it's really important that you really think about how you want your community hub to work. So, here are some of the things that you might want to consider. One, are you going to be an active participant inside of your community hub? Are you going to be responding daily to comments, or are you not? And we need to set those boundaries up from the very beginning. And I'm going to show you how we do that using a Start Here module. But you need to have a think about, is this something you want to manage, like a Facebook moderator would manage this? Do you want to have somebody else come in and admin support you with this? So who might that be? And, giving them the access to come in and respond to the comments. So think about how you want to set that up. Or is this going to be a really hands-off community hub in that you're giving your community the ability to talk with one another, but you are not going to be moderating it and checking it regularly, right? So that's the first area that you need to think about when you think about setting up your community hub. And then the second biggest thing is how you're going to deliver the content. So for me, and what you're going to see me build out, is I'm going to build out the most simplest way of creating a community hub. So for me, I'm going to have a newsfeed folder, right? So a newsfeed that represents my Facebook newsfeed, the main content area, and I'm just going to put every day I'll post a new post into a lesson, and I'm just going to have a stack of lessons, right? Now, bearing in mind that in 6 months' time or a year's time, you're going to have hundreds of lessons stacked up. If that triggers your OCD, and you hate the idea of having one folder that's got a lot of lessons in, then that's not going to be the right plan for you, right? I'm super lazy. I'm just going to have one module that's called Newsfeed, and I'm going to put a lesson a day in with my daily content. I don't particularly mind if it stacks up because that's how it operates right now inside of a Facebook group. And actually, if there is something where we've had a really engaging conversation and there's lots of comments, people can use the search facility to go through and to find that find that topic again, right? So there's that. So that's the easiest way to set that up. If you want to be more organized, and again, this is why planning is important, you might want to say, actually, rather than have one module with loads of lessons stacked up, you might create a couple of modules instead. You might want to have monthly modules. So you might have one module called April 2022 and then May 2022. And in those, they'll have 30 lessons in each so that it's easier for people to go through and find content from the relevant months, right? You may want to name each lesson really clearly and specifically about what it is, or you may just want to call the lessons Monday post or Tuesday post or Wednesday post, right? This is really about how this best fits in with you and how you work. And it may take trial and error. You may start your newsfeed module and just let it stack. And then when it becomes unruly, you might want to then move those lessons over into a module or into categories. This is really going to be a decision that you want to map out with pen and paper before you get started on this. So you could have weekly modules, you could have monthly modules, Or you could create 7 modules that are called Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And then every Monday you create a new lesson and it goes into the Monday folder. Every Tuesday you create a new lesson or a new post and it goes into the Tuesday folder. And that may be the way that works better for your brain, right? So have a plan, figure out how you want to set it up. I'm going to set mine up today in the most simple way, which is I'm just going to have one folder. It's called Newsfeed, which is going to represent my Facebook timeline. And then I'm just going to stack my lessons. Every time I post, I'm just going to stack them. And that's going to be enough for me. You know, my community can go in and they can jump through the lessons and they can check it out that way. They can search if they want to, or they can just go to the most recent one, which will be at the top, and get involved in conversations with me and the community. All right, so I'm going to go back to the main screen and we are going to start creating our modules. So to create a new module, I'm going to hit on the add module button. My first module is going to be called Start Here. And I'm creating a Start Here module because I think it's really important that we have a place whereby we set the boundaries of how we want this community space to work. There needs to be rules, just like a Facebook group has its rules. So the first lesson I'm going to add is going to be called Rules. So what I might do here is I might go over to Facebook, grab out my rules, copy those, and then come and paste them here into the lesson text area. So I generally speaking have one rule, which is don't be nice. There we go. I mean that pretty much says it all, right? Don't be an ass, and then I'm not going to kick you out of my community, right? And that again, expand upon this. If you have more rules, you know, you put the rules in here. If you want to write in here about your availability, the times that you're available, you may be only available between 10 and 2, Monday to Friday, or you might only check the comments once a week. Put those in here, right? So people know what they are going to get. So I'm going to go back up now to that top level. So I'm going to go back to the start here. So we have one lesson called rules, and I'm going to add another lesson, and I'm going to call this one Zoom links. So I do go live every single week inside of my Facebook group. Now, I might use StreamYard to stream in and go live. Sometimes I might use Zoom and stream live into my Facebook community, or I will use the innate Facebook tools to go live inside of a Facebook group, right? Because we're not trying to use Facebook, we would have to either share a Zoom link with our community and say, hey, every Monday at 10 a.m., I'm going live. Here's the Zoom link, or a StreamYard link, or any other streaming tool or meeting tool that you're using. We need to have a place where people know to come and find us, right? So I've created a lesson called Zoom Links, and I might say something like Monday Zooms at 10 a.m. I'll say something like, here's your Zoom links link. And then I'd paste in a Zoom link, right? HTTPS zoom.us/random numbers stuff, right? There we go. there's there's a Zoom link. So I don't have to keep sharing that. That's going to be stored in there. And then let's say you go live, I don't know, let's say, I'm just going to copy that and say last Sunday of every month, Zoom call at 5 p.m. It may be a different Zoom link, it may be the same Zoom link. I don't know how fancy you are, but like if you set up a recurring meeting that happens every Monday, then it's just going to be the same link. If you are creating a new room every single week, then you would need to come in here and update the links for your people so they know where to go, right? So that's going to be my first module, which is called Start Here. I'm going to have some rules in there about my community, and I'm going to have the Zoom links. Now, or this might not be Zoom link. It could be yeah, it might be a StreamYard link. So you might want to call this video links or meetup links, whatever you want to call this, right? But it's a way to give your community the tools so that they can come and watch you live if they want to, or if you're doing workshops somewhere, they have the links to come and get it. And what I'm also going to be creating is a video module or video archive module. So all of your lives, all of your trainings that you want to share in the free community, they can all go into like a video hub as well inside of your community feature. So that's the first module created, which is called Start Here. And there's 2 lessons in there, rules and Zoom links, right? So we have our first module created here. I'm going to create a second module. And so this module is going to be what I'm calling, I'm going to do this in capitals actually. Um, you could call it newsfeed, you could call it timeline, right? You could call this daily chat or daily inspo, right? Any of these would work for a place where you are posting regularly, right? And if it isn't daily, call it weekly or monthly, right? So again, plan out how you want to use this. I post every day on my Facebook group, so I'm going to post every day here inside of my community hub. So choose how you want to name this. I'm going to leave mine as newsfeed, and I'm going to add that module. Okay, so we come in and it tells us that there are no lessons. So I'm going to create my first lesson inside of my daily post. Now, I have on specific days, I have specific things that come out. And today is Saturday. And normally on Saturday, I post like a sort of funny meme, a business meme or something like that. So I might put today's date in, which is 14/05/2022, and write something like funny meme, right? The date is optional. You don't have to put the date if you don't want to. You might just say what it is, right? Up to you. I like the date because it gives kind of a bit of an order to things, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Optional. And I know if you're in America, you do the dates the other way around. So flip that around as well. Right. So I'm going to add that lesson. The first thing I'm going to do inside of this lesson is go here to enable comments, and I'm going to turn it to yes. That means people can now comment on my funny meme that I've just posted, right? So I'm not sharing a video, I'm just going to share an image, and I'm going to put that image here into this lesson text. So I'm going to now upload the meme by clicking on the image icon and clicking on upload and browsing on my computer for that meme image. And that's going to click save, and then that's going to upload into the page. Make it a little bit smaller. Just going to open the big screen so I can look at it. So I've uploaded successfully my image. It says, I don't know who you are, but I will look you up on LinkedIn and I will find you. So a little bit of a joke for Saturday. And then I might ask a question to get my community to start using the comments beneath this meme image. And the question is going to say something like, How many times have you posted on LinkedIn this week? I've been rubbish. Only posted once. Drop your number below. Or share your best LinkedIn post this week. So I've asked two questions there, but in reality, I could ask just one question, right? How many times have you posted on LinkedIn this week? Or I could just say something like, share your best LinkedIn post this week, right? Play around with questions so that your community has something to respond to. That's it. That's my post for today. I'm going to click on preview, see what that looks like. So this is the preview of the post. We have the date and the title. We then have the actual meme that I've just shared, the question underneath, and then we have the comment section here. And so somebody who has logged in could come in here and say, I managed to post every day, and hit on the post button, and that comes through, right? So I could then come in and respond to that post and be like, yay, well done on posting every day and promoting your business and being visible, and give them some love and support and cheer them on, right? So that is what the post would look like on my newsfeed. And you can see over here, because I've only got one post, we've just got one in the newsfeed list, right? Let's go back to the main screen. So I'm going to click on newsfeed. Now, when we come to the newsfeed, you see here there is a little chat box. That chat box is telling you that comments are turned on. So if you ever create a lesson and you don't see this little chat box, it means comments are not on. You need to log back in, click on enable comments, select yes, and you are good to go. So we always want to be looking to make sure we have the little chat bubble there to tell us that our community can come and engage with us on this lesson. So another post that I might do, so on a Monday, I do Monday motivation. Every Monday, I do a Monday motivation post, right? Actually, let's put a date on there to make this feel succinct. So Monday was the 9th of May, 2022. And Monday motivation is what I'm calling this. I want to enable comments to yes. And then I want to put my Monday motivation post in. So I'm going to click on the image tab. I'm going to upload from my computer, grab that Monday post and hit save. And that pops the Monday post. It says Monday sets the tone for the week. Be a beast today. And then underneath that, I'll go back into the full screen editor so we can see me editing. Underneath this image, I might say, what 3 goals are you setting for this week? Right? It's asking a question to encourage them to come in and leave a comment. Share that screen with you. So I'm on the editor and I've got the main motivational post up here. And then I'm going to come down here and ask the question, what 3 goals are you setting for this week? At the bottom, let's make that a little bit bigger. What 3 goals are you setting for this week? come back into the main page, tap somewhere so that it saves, and then we're going to preview this to see what that looks like in the main newsfeed. We're going to hit preview. So we see we have the date. So that was Monday's date that was just gone. I've written Monday motivation. I've posted my Monday motivation for my community members. And then underneath, I've asked them a question. What 3 goals are you setting for this week? And then they can come in and use the comments and tell me, and I can go back and engage with them, maybe coach them some more, give them some suggestions about tidying up their goals or being more specific around their goals, that type of thing. Right. So always ask a question because this is how we're going to get people to respond. Now, what I'm doing at the moment is just popping in sort of one line questions, but actually on my Facebook group, and actually I'll go over and grab out a real post in a minute. There often is a lot more text that I'm sharing to kind of get people motivated because I run a coaching based group. Um, so I will grab out a real world post and come and put that here for you to see what a more filled out post would look like. So if we jump back into the main news feed, you can see the dates are I've got the 9th at the bottom and then the 14th at the top. But if for some reason if I wanted to change these around, I can pick up this crosshairs and just move content up and down to wherever I want those to go. So as you can see, I'm building a little stack for my newsfeed, and mine are just going to sit on top of each other, and people can come and search if they want to. Okay, I'm going to add one more lesson to give you an example. I've just gone into my Facebook group and grabbed out this post. So I'm going to click on add lesson. I'm going to call this one Celebrate the Wins. You could call this weekly wins or something like that, right? I'm going to put yesterday's date, this one, or if you was doing this in real time, you might do today's date or tomorrow's date if you're being super organized and you want to get your content in there for the next day. Or, I mean, you could be super organized and map out your whole week and put those in and give people the opportunity to just jump in if you wanted to, rather than have to post every single day. So I put yesterday's date, I've called it Celebrate the Wins, and I'm going to say add lesson. I'm going to turn on, the first thing I'm going to do is turn on and enable the comments to yes, so that we can get our community involved. In the lesson text area, I'm going to add an image. So the image is of me, actually. And it's an image of me, my hands in the air. Just going to change the size just to make it a little smaller, just 400. You can leave it however you want. So there's me saying celebrate the wins. Let's open the full screen builder or content editor. And I'm going to put in some extra text here. And it says, we love to share wins in here. Let's celebrate your wins. Be as boastful as you like. And then it says, what did you do this week that makes you feel proud or happy? What did you achieve this week? I'll go back to the main page, save that, and let's have a look at that in the preview window. Click on preview. And there we go. So we have the date, we have the title, we have the main core image, we have the text here, and then underneath the comments, right? So it's starting to feel really much like a Facebook page, the post, the text, the comments, right? It doesn't take that long to do, no longer than uploading an image and some text to Facebook would. The only extra step is you have to create a lesson to put your daily post into. Let's jump back to the main screen. I'm going to click on Newsfeed. And I'm just going to move these modules around so that they are in date order. So we have Monday motivation at the bottom. We've got the celebrate the wins for yesterday. And then today we've got a funny meme. And that really is pretty much how my Facebook feed looks in terms of every day. There's a new post on a new topic. And I will just, instead of posting there, I will post it here inside of my community hub. If we go to the community hub level and we're going to click on preview, we can see we've got two modules right now, start here and newsfeed. Let's do a preview, see what that looks like. You've got the banner at the top that you will have created. You've got the welcome message in here that you saw me type out at the first half of this workshop, and a picture of me. So there's a welcome message. And then on the left, they will see a start here module, which has two lessons, which is rules and Zoom links. And then they have their main newsfeed, which already has 3 lessons in, right? And they can just pick on which one of these they want to go to. They could go to the most recent one, or they could just scroll down and choose which one they want to click on. So be really mindful about how you're naming things. Make sure you're being quite clear what's in there, because if this does stack up and you do have hundreds, it'll make it so much easier for people to be able to jump in and look around. And remember, we have the search bar up here as well if people want to be able to search inside of your product. All right, let's jump back to the main screen. So we have these two modules and we're going to create another module. So the next module I'm going to create, it would be similar to what would be a guide section that I have inside of MemberVault, inside of Facebook. And so I'm going to click on add module and I'm going to type the name, and it could be something like, if you wanted to call it a guide so that it still feels like Facebook, you could, and you could call it guide and something like weekly videos, right? You don't want to use guides, you could just delete guides and call it your weekly videos section, right? Or your weekly videos module. So we're inside the module and we need to add a lesson. So what I would do here is I would just create a weekly lesson and then add a video in, and then create another weekly lesson and add a video in. So if we create this folder, I'm going to call this the 7th of May 2022, which was last weekend. And I'm going to say video on how to make a reel, right? So it's really clear what this video is about. And I'm going to say add lesson. The first thing I'm going to do again is enable comments. So I'm going to turn that no to a yes. And then I'm going to add in that video that I'm going to pull from either Vimeo or Loom or Muse. So I'm going to go and grab that link and come back and paste it into here. So when I've got the link from my video hosting provider, I come back to where it says video type and I select who my video type is with. Now I use Muse. If you are creating videos and storing them on YouTube and hiding them or using the hidden feature, then you would select hidden and copy in your YouTube link. I use Muse, so I'm going to select Muse, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to paste the Muse link in, and you can see the video is instantly pulled in. Okay, so inside of my weekly video folder, I've named it so it's clear what this is. I've copied the link in and the video appears. So now my community can come and watch my weekly videos. Comments are set to yes, so we can have a conversation around this. I may just do the video on its own, video and comments, a bit like YouTube, just have as it is. But if I wanted to add some extra text, I could come into here and add some extra text or ask some extra questions here inside the lesson text. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave this as a video and comments, and let's have a preview at what that looks like. So my lovely community would come in, they would see the dates, they would know that this was last week's video because I put last week's date on. They will know that this video is about how to make a reel, an Instagram reel. Then they can click and watch that video, and then they can leave any comments they want underneath. If I wanted to add text, the text would show up just here, and it might say, what did you think about this week's episode or this week's live video? What did you love? What light bulb moments did you have? What are you going to be doing first? What's your biggest takeaway? You could put all of those type of questions into your member vault to really get that conversation flowing here inside the comment section. So let's go back to the main screen. So we can go back to weekly videos. And so again, you can see here we've got the chat bubble to show that people can come in and comment on this video inside of my weekly videos hub. I'm now going to create another lesson just for example purposes. I'm going to call it today's date, which is the 14th of May 2022. And my video today is going to be all around how to set up email automation, right? So again, I'm going to go across and add the lesson, and then I'm going to go and turn on my comments, make sure my comments are set to yes. And then I'm going to go and grab that video link from my video provider and come and paste it into here by selecting the host and pulling in my new video, which I know looks exactly the same as the last video because it is. But the point being is that this would be a different video link to a new video, and then I might ask some questions underneath about email automation because that's what this week's all around. This week's topic is all around. Um, so I might say something like, "What was your biggest takeaway from this week's live?" Okay, done. We preview that, see what that looks like. So we have the new date, we have a new video title, we have a new video in theory, and then on the right hand side you can see here the list is now building of my weekly videos, and people can jump between the two videos to go and check out the different videos by clicking on the navigation on the right. So let's go back to the main portal. Alrighty. So inside my community hub, I now have a folder called weekly videos. I'm sharing my video links in there. I'm turning on the comments. And that is a really nice way to replicate a guide section that you have over on Facebook where you might be storing your weekly training videos. You might do workshops. You might run a challenge in your group. You can store all of those videos in the exact same way as I'm showing you here inside of your community hub so that they have access to those videos. You can then, of course, add PDFs. You can still turn on the comments. You can have that engagement going, all hosted beautifully inside of a MemberVault product. So I'm going to click on the main community hub to take us back to the very top level. And you can see here we've got start here module, the newsfeed module. We've now got a weekly guide section, a weekly videos section, right? And I'm going to add another module, which I'm going to call work with me. So I have this actually inside of my Facebook group is a work with me folder. And it's a folder whereby I will say, here's a free lead magnet, and I'll put an image of the lead magnet, and then I'll put a link so that people can click and go sign up for that for free. So that's always there inside of my Facebook community. So I want to replicate that here. I also have links for people to come and join my tech club. That's inside of my Facebook group. So people will see an image of the tech club and a link to come straight to my member vault to buy my product. And we can do the exact same thing here inside of member vault. So I've called it Work with Me, and then I'm going to create some individual lessons, and I'm going to name my products and tell the people and tell my community about what they get if they sign up for that thing, right? So it's called Work with Me, and I'm going to add a lesson. And the first lesson is going to be called Grab My Free Business Playbook. I will say 30-page. Grab my free 30-page business playbook. Hurrah! And I'm going to put a little emoji or something there to give it a little bit of life. Let's grab that. Stick a little emoji on there. There we go. Grab my free 30-page business playbook, right? Amazing. And then we're going to click add lesson. And now I am inside of the product. I can make a decision about, do I want comments on or off? For me, this is the community hub, so I'm going to turn it on because somebody might have a question about the playbook. I will then be able to answer it for them, right? But essentially, what I'm going to do in here is I am going to drop a link right here that says, hey, if you want this thing, go click here now and go and download it. It's free, it's yours, have it, right? So I'm going to add some text first that just says something like, if you want to get super organized in your business, you need a business playbook. Grab this playbook. I'm going to say, grab this guide today with over 15 free business templates. It's yours. Enjoy. Click here, or I might add a button or something, right? So if I was to go to my member vault, which I'll flip to the screen now, and I can grab that link. So to go to your member vault, you go to the right hand side, click on the gear icon, and I'm going to grab that product link. I'm going to select and copy that, and then I'm going to jump back into the product and use that link to share with my community. So I've grabbed the link, and now I'm going to paste that in. I click on the link tab, paste it in. Again, I'm going to get that to open in a new window so they don't leave my community. I'm going to make that bold. And now I have a link in the product inside of my community. So if somebody wants to go and grab the free 30-page business playbook, that's there. Like, they just need to click on that link, go get it. It's yours, right? And it's there and it's convenient for them. They can dip in and out whenever they like. So if we preview that to see what that looks like. So this is the preview of what it would look like to the community member. They see the title here and then the text and a link there to click. And if they have any questions, they can ask them here down in the comment section. So I'm going to click on the Work with Me module, and I'm going to add an image for this module by going down to where it says module image, gives you the sizes, 1200 by 200. And I'm going to change this image and say work with me. So if we have a look now on the right hand side, we have a module with an image, and that looks really, really nice. And you can do that with every module that you create inside a MemberVault to really personalize and make it clear what each module is and who it's for. All right, back to the main hub. So I'm going to create another work with me lesson and drive people into my MemberVault. So I might say something like join my £7 tech club, right? I'm going to add that as a lesson. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I enable the comments, because people might say, hey, what's in the tech club? What do you teach? What can I learn? How often do you post, right? So I'm turning comments on to allow that conversation to happen. But most importantly, I'm sharing my links to get people to come and join or a paid product that they may not have known about or had access to before. I'm going to go grab that link and bring that back into the product. So I'm just going to pop the link there for now, and then I'm going to add some copy that might go with that. So I've just copied out the description, the product description text from the actual product, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to paste that into here, and then I'm going to take this link and turn it into, I'm going to Control and X to cut it, and then I'm going to create a call to action and using that link. Click here to join the club. Then I'm going to highlight that text, and then I'm going to use the link button and insert that link that I just pasted from my product. I'm going to say open in a new window and save. And I might want to add in an emoji, right? So people know that this is a call to action. Click here to join the club. So I'll go back up to work with me, the main work with me hub. As you can see again, that the comments are on because there's a speech bubble. I can play around with which one I want on the top. Do I want people to join my tech club, or do I want them to go and grab the freebie? What's more important? So I can choose what's there, and I can continue to keep adding all of my products here, or maybe I select the top 3 best-selling things. I put them into my community hub so that people can come and join and access those if they want to. So you can add as many lessons here into your work with me module, and you can do that by going to your products, clicking on content, going to your products, clicking on the gear icon and grabbing the first link and come and putting that into a lesson. If you have any teaser modules whereby you are showing people a sneak peek into your products, you might want to go and copy those links from your teaser modules and come and bring those here into your community hub, into your work with me guides modules set up, so that people can get a little taste of what it's like to come and work with you, and copy those links into a lesson to give people a real taster of what it's like to work with you. So I'm going to click back onto Community Hub, which is the top level of this product. And you can see here we've got 4 modules now. Start here, newsfeed, weekly videos, and work with me. And you can continue to add more modules. You might not even want 4. This might be too much for you. You might just want a start here and a newsfeed to keep it really simple. But I would encourage you to have some sort of product whereby you are embedding your other MemberVault products so that they are constantly linking, so that people have a really quick way from inside of your community hub to go and check out your other things. And also, because MemberVault does give you some fantastic statistics in the activity section of your account, you are able to see where people are clicking. So it tells you what's warm and where your hot leads are and who's clicking on what products so that you can then engage and follow up with people who may have clicked but they might not have bought. And this allows you to have conversations with people around their decisions. You could send emails, DMs if you're connected on other social media platforms, and have conversations, or potentially create a coupon inside a MemberVault and give them some money off if they want to come and buy one of your services, for example, that they haven't yet bought. So you can use the statistics that you get on your main dashboard to really help you have a look at what's going on in your account, what is popular, what are people clicking on but they're not buying. This is all giving you information around your products that maybe your copy might need some tweaking or your pricing might need tweaking. Um, and it gives you a direct way because people have to be logged in. You can then, because of the cookies, you can then tell what people are clicking on and what they're buying or not buying so that you can do some follow up and some engagement with your community and with your people. And the final module that I'm going to create with you is something that we're going to call bonus resources. And this might be a bit like a extra things that you want people to have. It may be some, quick tips. It might be some handy PDFs. It may be some tutorials that are kind of ad hoc that don't really fit into your weekly lives, but you really want your people to have. It could be anything really. It could be like a tool list, like here are my top 10 tools for XYZ, right? Or here are my top 5 tools for ABC. You can put your extra resources in here. It could almost be like a dumping ground, kind of, but like a helpful dumping ground for your community. What might they need, right? And then you can give them some bonus resources in here. So I have a bonus resource area inside of my Facebook group. So my first resource in my Facebook group is called Business Growth Tools for Business Owners. And then in there, I have a video. I have a video that I share. So I'll enable the comments so people can talk about it. And then I go and I get the link and I drop that in. And that's a free resource for somebody to come and watch whenever they want. And again, I can add text if I want to, or set a homework task if I want to, right? You can upload PDFs into your bonus resource area. You can add text, you can add audio files. So perhaps you have like a secret podcast channel, right? You might want to just throw some audio files into your bonus resource area. Videos, audio, text, PDFs, images, links to newsletters or articles that you might want to share. They can all go here into your bonus resource area. And again, with all the modules, if you want to, you can put descriptions in about what's in that module, and you can add an image with each of your modules. Make sure comments are enabled. Oh, actually, no, that was the module lesson, so I'm going to turn that one off. I don't want it on the top level. I want it at the lesson level. But you may want comments on at the module lesson. So people can give you feedback around whether that module is good, helpful, or not helpful. So you may want to turn on comments at the module level. I think for me, it's best to have comments turned on at the lesson level so that I'm getting immediate feedback on those things that I'm sharing. Now, in the bonus resource area, you may not want comments on actually. You may just want to share stuff and just let them have it. And so if that is the case, then you would set comments to no. And maybe you just want comments on in your newsfeed module because that's where the conversation is happening. We have to remember that, you know, If you have comments turned on everywhere, then you are going to have a lot of comments that are going to come in, and you have to think about your capacity to manage that, or whether you have a team in place that can manage that, or whether it's, very much self-service, that people have the ability to comment and have conversations with one another, and that they know that you are removed from that and that you won't be getting involved with that. So you can set up your community in a way that is right for you. And so the last thing I'm going to show you is what I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, which was about actions and how we could give access to this community hub to a specific group of people, right? So at the moment, my community hub is set up and is public, right? But let's say your community hub was like going to be a VIP hub and it was only for people in your membership. Okay, so what I might do is go down. The first thing I would do is set this to invisible. And I'm just going to rename this. I'm going to call this membership community hub, right? And save that. Membership community hub is the new name. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go to another product that is my membership product. And I'm going to give access using MemberVault actions. I'm going to give access to those members of my membership access to my community hub. So I'm going to walk you through how you practically do this step. So we're going to start by clicking on content and then products. I'm going to use this one as the example, make your MV shine. So I'm going to go into the product by clicking on the edit tool. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom where actions are. We've got 3 actions already in here. And I'm going to create a new action by clicking on the add action button, and it says whenever somebody is added to this product by any means, I want to add that user to a product, and that's going to be my community product. And now I'm going to go into the list here and I'm going to find the name of my community product and select that one. And I called it the Membership Community Hub. So I'm going to go into the product list now, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom to find that new community hub that I just created. Here we go, select that, and it's auto saved up here. So this means that anytime somebody joins my membership, anytime they're added to the membership, they are automatically added into and get access to my community hub. How freaking cool is that? That's all the steps you need to take for your users to be able to access their community hub from an existing product. Genius! So that's it. That's a quick walkthrough. I'm going to go back into the product. Let's find that product. Go in. So we are back into the community hub. And this is how you can create a really thriving and engaged community on MemberVault using our minimum viable product rollout of the comments feature inside of a community hub with modules and lessons and comments. I think it's genius. I think it's really going to transform how we engage and how we talk with our community. And I'd love to know your thoughts. So this is going to be shared onto our pages, our blog pages, knowledge base pages, there will be comments turned on. So let's have a conversation about this. Let me know what you loved. Let me know how you're going to be setting up your community hub. What are you calling your community hub? Do you have a really cool sassy name? um, what type of way are you setting up your modules and your sessions? Let me know, because I would love to know how you are building your community on the MemberVault platform, and I'd love to hear if this has been useful for you. You can tag me in the collaborative group, Remy Oduyemi, names that way. There we go. Tag me in the collaborative group, and let's get talking about bringing your community over into MemberVault. Have a great day, everybody.